over here.
Welcome back to our ongoing series on using GIS to analyze the Vietnam War. Today, we're exploring the Terrorist Incident Reporting System, or TIRS data, and we'll pick up a few more GIS skills along the way. If you're just joining us, I suggest going back to the introduction video where I discuss the project and how to access the data. And don't forget to like and subscribe to keep up with the series. TIRS was collected between October of 1966 and June of 1972 through police reporting systems in South Vietnam. It records Viet Cong incidents against civilians as well as attacks on government and private property, so not military. Like the Viet Cong initiated incident data set, TIRS was originally in EBIDIC format, and memory limitations meant that most entries used numeric or coded values. Using NARA documentation, I converted these codes to meaningful categories and imported the data into GIS. It includes everything from propaganda lectures to assassinations. Most points are intact, and it includes over 58,000 incidents, each timestamped, perfect for temporal analysis. But it's important to remember the limitations of this data. Underreporting likely occurred in Viet Cong-controlled areas, and political or military priorities influenced what was recorded. Nonetheless, it is a useful balance against other documents such as the HES data, which was collected via advisor reports. GIS can reveal patterns, but historians must interpret those patterns correctly. Before we utilize the data, let's look at metadata, which is crucial for scholarly work. Metadata tells us about the source, copyright, and any usage limitations. To view the TIRS metadata in QGIS, open the Properties and go to the Metadata tab. If it hasn't been loaded, load the tirs.qmd file from the Styles folder. Here you'll see the title and abstract first. Navigating sequentially through the tabs reveals more information. Pay attention to Access, which details the usage rights for the data. Contact, which lists the original creator, is also a useful thing. Utilizing metadata correctly is essential if you plan to publish or cite research based upon the data set. Symbolizing the TIRS using crime or other symbols makes a lot of sense. Add the plugin QGIS Resource Sharing, and then go to Resource Sharing and scroll down to SVG Repo Weapons. You can use any file, but this will work fine for now. Using the means field in symbolization, find symbols for shooting, bombing, grenade, mine, booby trap, and force sphere. Choose whatever makes sense to you. This will help you quickly identify the types of incidents on the map. Delete the numbers and others since they likely reflect data errors. Next, let's control how TIRS data appears on the map using the Rendering tab. You can set the layer to be visible only at certain zoom levels, which keeps your map uncluttered when you're looking at large areas. First, zoom out to the point you still want to see the TIRS. Check the box for scale-based visibility. Click Set to use that level. Then adjust the minimum scale for a smaller number. Zoom in and out and see the layer appear and disappear. Fine-tune the numbers as you need it. The Attributes tab shows all fields and formatting: text, number, and date. This is where you can check the data for consistency and prepare queries for analysis. For now, just double check that the date field is formatted as date. The Information tab contains much of this same information in one location, giving you a quick reference for both data and metadata. Now, let's say you want to share your results using Google Earth. Make sure the KML export tool is in your toolbox, which we downloaded in episode 2. Open KMZ Export and select TIRS layer. Set the output name and location, leave the other settings as default, and then click Run. The resulting .kmz file can then be double-clicked to open in Google Earth, letting others view your data in a more accessible format. Next, let's set up a temporal analysis. TIRS is perfect for this because it contains both dates and times. However, any data set with a time field such as HES or the Southeast Asia Friendly Forces can use this as well. You can even run them at the same time to animate the war. Click Temporal in the Properties and click Dynamic Temporal Control. For configuration, select Single Field with Date and ensure the field says Date. If you want the points to remain as they appear, click Accumulate Features over time. If not, note how long you want each event to last on the screen after appearing. Since TIRS is a daily product, we want to see trends, so let's pick 1 week. Find the Temporal Control menu, and in the panel, select the time period you want to animate, for instance, 1968, and choose the step as daily. Now, click Play, and in a later episode, we'll show you how to make this into an animation, but for now, this works to see the capabilities. With TIRS, we can ask important analytical questions. Where were the most frequent incidents and why? Are attacks clustered near population centers, roads, military installations? Do temporal patterns correlate with major military operations or seasonal effects? These questions pop once you add other layers such as the HES and the Southeast Asia Friendly Forces. GIS allows you to visualize these patterns, but always remember to interpret them within the historical context. Patterns in the data may reflect reporting biases, political priorities, or strategic choices by the Viet Cong. One data set may highlight anomalies in another, or with the documentary evidence. Here's a short video overlaying the TIRS, the bombing data, and the Southeast Asia Friendly Forces in Quang Nam for 1968. We'll be working with the bombing data next season, but for now, I just wanted to show you how this can be overlaid. Lastly, many of these data sets are quite large and may cover a wider area than you wish to study. Clipping data to a province, for instance, will reduce the number of points and declutter your map, and also help things load quicker. You can do this with any set, but for today, let's clip the TIRS layer to suit a province such as Quang Nam. To simplify this, turn off all layers except for the province and TIRS ones. Now use the filter expression builder to only show Quang Nam province. Zoom in to the province for a closer look. From the menu bar, go to Vector, then Geoprocessing Tools, and then select Clip. The input layer is the one you want to cut, so TIRS. The overlay layer is the province. If you intend to save it for later use, give a clear name such as TIRS_Quang Nam, then run. The new layer should load into your layer panel and style it as you wish. You could do this for any data set if you know you are only going to work in one area. That's it for today's deep dive into TIRS. We covered metadata, rendering, attributes, exporting to Google Earth, clipping data for easier analysis, and discussed how to analyze patterns temporally. This also concludes the season. We covered a lot, and if you followed along, you have gained the basic skills to utilize QGIS to analyze the Vietnam War and create useful maps. In the next season, we'll continue to explore how GIS can reveal insights into Vietnam War operations. There are many other data sets besides the ones I've already mentioned, such as the bombing reports. And we haven't even started talking about AI. This data is tailor-made for artificial intelligence data mining. If you found this useful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe and stay tuned. Ask me questions in the comments below. What do you want to know about this data? How can you use it? Those comments will help guide future episodes. Thank you.